Today's chapter 2 is called One Horn. Now we've met Duke, we've met Claire, and we met the little old lady. We figured out there's something rivery going on, because when she fell off the bridge, she didn't just fall right down. She kind of floated down. So this one is chapter 2 called One Horn, and there's Claire with the old lady. Duke staggered around atop the bridge, wailing and boo-hooing as if a man-eating lion had jumped him. Not that I've ever heard of lions around here. Good thing the wagon wheel bridge was so old. It had been closed to traffic, or a car would have creamed him for sure. Glancing away from my cousin, I found that the old lady had put on reading glasses and was gazing into my eyes as if I was a crystal ball. "Do you see something?" I asked. "River, mostly," she said, kind of distracted, like some crickets. That sounds strange. What does she mean, river? "Is that good?" I crossed my eyes, trying to look for myself. Hard to say. The old lady gazed harder, leaning so far forward that I felt as that she might fall right inside me. There, she patted my arm kindly. "Every run around here has a little river in them, and the crickets aren't anything to worry about, you know. Unless they're white, of course. Then you have to keep an eye on them. But that boy up there, the one who mistook you for a warthog, now he's another matter." The old lady's kind of strange, talking about white crickets are bad, seeing rivers in their eyes. "He requires quite a bit of worrying, I'd say. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something not quite right about that one." Just then Duke cut loose with a whoop 10 times worse than when I thought a lion had him. Looking up, I saw that now he was being dangled over the side of the bridge. I did a double take, thinking maybe some river trolls had nabbed him. Of course, I'd never seen a river troll, only heard of them, so I couldn't be sure that I'd recognize one right away. But after a bit, I could see that the pair holding Duke were only boys, about high school size. The way they were cackling, you could tell that hanging my cousin off the bridge was going to be the high point of their day. "You big baby," one of them said, sneering. The one talking had small, mean eyes and curly blonde hair that poked out like thistles. His partner had large, mean eyes and straight blonde hair that sat on his head like a shingle. They had split Duke's legs between them, one apiece, and were shaking him up and down while grinning like crocodiles. They unzipped his jacket pockets so steady a stream of trinkets was raining over on the river. "Please, please, please," Duke blubbered. "Whose bridge is this?" the curly blonde demanded. "Yours," Duke wailed. "Yours." "Who said you could use it?" the straight-haired blonde asked. "No one," Duke whimpered. "And another thing," the curly blonde went on. "We're the only ones who hang kids off this bridge." "It won't happen again," Duke promised. "Never, I swear." "I don't trust him," the curly boy said. "Look at the way he's covering his face," the straight-haired blonde agreed. "Something's happened to my nose," Duke whined. "Like what?" "A bee sting," Duke said. "I think." "Is he sassing us?" the straight-haired blonde wanted to know. "I'm not," Duke promised. "Move your hands, then." "We're not asking again, either." Duke lifted his hands away. Even from down below, I could tell that something bad had happened to my cousin's face. Something had squeezed his nose and darkened it and made it look like a coat hook. "Ugh," grunted the curly blonde. "I can't stand to hold him." "I'd hate to meet that bee," the straight-haired blonde snickered. "Don't drop me," Duke begged. "I'll do whatever you want, anything. I'll be your complete and everlasting toad." "You're too ugly to be a toad, way too ugly." "But I can't swim." They dropped him, then leaned over to see if he'd been lying about not being able to swim. Their pink mouths gaped like two baby crows who have just pushed a brother out of the nest. That's another simile. Let's do that again. Their pink mouths gaped like two baby crows who had just pushed a brother out of the nest. So they're like, a stone couldn't fall in any straighter than Duke did, head first all the way. There wasn't any dandelion fluff to his 2.5-second fall. After splashdown, he disappeared under the old brown waters without a gurgle. At the most, there were a few bubbles and a tiny whirlpool no bigger than a dinner plate. Up on the bridge, the two bullies gave each other high fives, sailed the cap Duke had been wearing, my cap, over the river, and took off. Unlike Duke, the cap landed in the rowboat, right at my feet. The old lady dusted the brim and handed it to me, saying, "Yours, I believe." So Claire fell straight down, floated down. Duke fell right down. I wonder why. What do you think? Also, I like this paragraph right here. What I want you to do today is I want you to draw pictures of this, what you visualize, and upload it to our assignment. You just have to take a picture of it like we've done before, but I want you to draw a picture of this part. The one talking had small, mean eyes and curly blonde hair that poked out like thistles. His partner had large, mean eyes and straight blonde hair that sat on his head like a shingle. They had split Duke's legs between them, one apiece. They were shaking him up and down while grinning like crocodiles. So you have to draw him grinning like crocodiles. They unzipped his jacket pockets, so steady a stream of trinkets that was raining over the river. So when they unzipped it, things were falling out. I think this is a great paragraph to draw what you visualize with what the writer has written. Tomorrow will be chapter 3, One Genuine Act of Kindness.